Hey, welcome back. So we're working on a Hyundai 113 OEMFlip key. This is going to be a center cut. We're going to have a screw there, and we're going to take this apart in case we need to add a chip, if it's like one of those recall keys or a Canadian spec key that's needed. So if you have to change the chip or add the chip, like cloning or whatnot, I'll have links below. Check out that so you can see what tool needed. Tools we're going to need, pretty simple: a Phillips, a small flathead, and a medium-sized flathead. Nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and get started. So first inspection, the main thing is we don't want to damage the outside shell. How do we open this? Nice. I see a small Phillips there. Right there. Perfect. Let's go ahead and open this up. Let's see if this even fits. Yes, it does. And I'm going to slowly press. You don't want to strip that. You don't want to make it look ugly. So I'm going to take that out and I'm going to stick it over there. And then let's go ahead and look at the rest. So let's open this up. Before we get started, let's check battery. Does have battery? Yes, we want to do that at the beginning and at the end to make sure we don't like jam the buttons or anything like that. Take out the battery, stick it over there, and we're gonna have no screws here. Only one screw there. We have the seam around. Most likely there's going to be a screw underneath this cap cover kind of thing. This is where the logo goes or whatever emblem it comes with. Let's pop that up. Yep, some adhesive. Let's stick it up. There's nothing there. Interesting. Okay, so let's see how we open this without damaging it. So my point of entry is going to be here, and I'm going to gently press and wiggle so I don't damage outside. And I see it splitting along here. Let's go ahead and explore and see what we can get into. We'll open this up and oh, okay. That was pretty simple. Was not expecting to be that easy. Okay, cool. So looking at the parts, kind of like the other one we just did, we're gonna have a little notch here and here. And that kind of coincides with the spot here and here. Basic plastic here, basic plastic here for the buttons. And then these, so this one's different. The other one had like a little slot on there. This one just kind of rests in there. This one's pretty simple. Exploring here, it's going to, if I back it out, lock in there and make sure it's protruding like so. The spring, pretty standard, where it has a little flat end on there, kind of twisted to lock in place, and you have your nub here that kind of coincides with that part there. Cool. Let's go ahead and put this back. But actually, where would we put the chip? So the chip would go in right there. So if I grab a chip and sorry, there we go, and press it in like so. It's pretty firm. I don't want to get it lodged in there, so I'm going to take it out, but that's where the chip would go. Cool. So we can clone that with the X-Force or the Alto, depending on what's needed. Cool. Let's go ahead and put this back together. So I'm going to take this and line it up like so, so the button sticks back through. And then let's go ahead and line this up. It goes like that because the buttons go through here, and that's where the battery goes. And okay, cool. Pretty simple. So the thing we want to make sure is that the key blade flips up. But now if I flip it over, it's going to fall out. Pretty annoying. So let's kind of line it up like so. Actually, let me take this out and just see what's the easiest way this can line up for us. So does this line up like so? And if I flip this over, okay. And let's just check. So say if I put the battery in there, is it gonna have battery power? Cool. So I'm not pressing or smashing any buttons. That's a pretty cool trick. So just kind of line it up, and you kind of heard it make a little pop noise. And let's go ahead and open. Oh, also, if you're doing this, be careful not to damage that axle, that pole. Just be careful. And let's open. Cool. So we just kind of lined it up like that. Pretty simple. Line that up. Oh, now everything's getting loose. Interesting. Okay, cool. So that becomes the balance game. Make sure that's lined up. Rest it there gently. Kind of lined up. Cool. And lined up. Now I'm going to, I always forget which way it goes. So I'm going to, I think it's backwards or counterclockwise. Let me make sure. So I mentioned that in all the videos. So I'm going to line this up. I'm going to have that little tiny spring tab kind of getting that notch there. That's the whole end goal, getting that notch there. So I'm going to spin 1, 2, I'm going to do 3 times. 3. Okay. Ooh, holy moly. Wow, laser. Cool, I'm gonna clip it in. And I notice, not clip, okay, there it goes. A nice little click. Nice flush there. And before we close it, let's check battery power. Does that battery power? And is it like, oh, let me press. Good, 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 good. Okay, cool. So everything looks good. Let's go ahead and put that decorative placeholder sticker there. And I'm gonna put that in there. And let's go ahead and put that little Phillips back. Hand tighten. Good. And let's check. And we are good to go. Okay, other than that, have a great evening, and I will check with you later. Check out the links below. I'll have other videos pertaining to the other Hyundais and Kias. Just going through the list to help those out there. Cool. Have a good day. Bye.